At the conclusion of Countdown Episode 3, Damon Drew was shot. In my review of Countdown Episodes 1 to 3, I expressed my hope that Drew wouldn't end up being the second significant fatality on the show. I anticipated Drew would have more to do on the program because I was shocked to see Milo Ventimiglia brought in just to have his character killed at the beginning of the premiere episode. However, any ambiguity around the character's fate was swiftly eliminated in Episode 4, when we witnessed the extent of his bleeding prior to Drew's eventual death in surgery. That I believe the message is clear from those two significant fatalities so early in the season: anyone can pass away in Countdown at any time. Even though we didn't spend much time with Drew, we liked him because of the way he stood up to protect Blythe and the task force from Valwell. Drew will be missed as Blythe's second-in-command, and his passing will only serve to strengthen the bonds between the characters, which we have already seen begin to form in Episode 4. There is always the possibility that death will either unite or divide people. That the show went for the former makes me happy. We witness how Jensen Ackles Meacham struggles with the guilt of his plot that led to Drew's death, even if Countdown Episode 4 does not heavily draw on it. It's good to see him confront his carelessness and the consequences it causes for other people. Although Meacham may be acting recklessly due to a ticking bomb in his brain in the shape of a tumor, it's interesting to see some light emerging from the gloomy circumstances. Additionally, it was heartwarming to hear Drew's wife give a statement asking the team to continue. The task group makes its first attempt to apprehend Volchek in Countdown Episode 4. Although their scheme appeared to be reasonable, I knew it would never succeed since they were trapping Mikhail using the system the villain had created with him, whom they had previously captured and broken over the future of an illegitimate daughter. The major antagonist might have been apprehended by the good people in Episode 4 far more easily. Volchek was, predictably, too astute to fall for their ruse. He had clocked the spies observing Mikhail's attempt to arrange a meeting with him. According to flashbacks.I'm excited to watch how that plays out because this indicates that Volchek is always a few steps ahead, so it will likely take the team a few more tries to catch him. Volchek is a fascinating antagonist. The character is clever, shrewd, and merciless. As a result, as his plans intensify over the season, he ought to offer a good number of intense scenarios. Regarding the team, I liked how a member who didn't have much to do in the first 3 episodes stepped up in Episode 4. Because Mikhail resembled his daughter, Violet Bean's Evan Shepard wanted to question him and was successful in getting him to agree. It was good to see the larger ensemble begin to shine, even though there wasn't much to learn about her. After Bell described how his father was only able to secure a significant conviction because Valwell risked his career, I'm also intrigued by Blythe's apparent willingness to speak with Valwell about the task force's operations. If that collaboration materializes, it might be extremely beneficial to the team. Durko makes it apparent right away that he is not interested in assisting the police in their search for their target. He attempts to exercise his rights to be released from custody and uses plausible deniability to avoid all of his questionable actions. However, neither Meacham nor the others ever pledged to be fair. As a result, they search for other options after threats and similar actions against the guy and his spouse are unsuccessful. At that point, they come upon Dmitri, a cousin of Durko, who appears to be aware of all of his schemes. As a result, they have knowledge on Anya, a secret daughter who has been removed from the restaurant owner's records. After a quick trip, Oliveras obtains this knowledge through questionable drug planting techniques, which cast doubt on the heroin stash she took from a prior bust. But there was more work to be done. Specifically, a rigorous questioning session with Durko led by Evan, who just so happens to resemble Anya. Durko so consents to continue serving with the squad following an emotionally charged questioning during which the agent questions him about his daughter's dismal future if he doesn't comply. Therefore, he scheduled a rendezvous at the Van Nuys airport utilizing the established communication mechanism with Volchek. The trap that Blythe's group sets up for Volchek initially appears to be promising. Durko informed the other man that he had important information to communicate with him in a note left at their assigned location. Consequently, a meeting at the airport is required per protocol. The fact that the man who approaches Durko at the scene is actually an ordinary pilot instead of his Belarusian contact therefore comes as a huge shock. When Volchek left a message for his colleague in the public area, he had spied out his compromised state, even if the team isn't aware of it yet. He purposefully skips the meeting for the same reason, making sure he stays out of the task force's grasp. Meanwhile, Blythe and his group of outcasts face yet another danger. The local district attorney, Valwell, had previously indicated that he would like to help the agents and find out more about the inquiry. However, in order to preserve the confidentiality of his task team, Blythe had chosen to keep it secret. Valwell thus takes action against the special agent. He exerts pressure on the LAPD to contact them regarding Luke and Meacham's move to in-office responsibilities. Therefore, it appears that the DA is willing to blow the facility up if necessary if he can't get his foot in the correct doors. Despite the possibility of damaging his entire career, FBI agent Keontae Bell seems to have nothing but positive things to say about the man who previously assisted his father in a case. As a result, even though he is currently suffering from his involvement in Blythe's mission, his actual nature and motivations are still unknown. Early on, Countdown does an excellent job of giving the characters a lot on the line. Milo Ventimiglia made a brief appearance at the beginning of Countdown before being swiftly killed. Much while this contributed to the series' tone, Drew's passing is much more unexpected. Character backstories are being revealed gradually because Countdown is still in its infancy. Drew was given possibly the darkest history to date, despite the fact that the series was written with the knowledge that he would be killed off. Noah, his son, lost his life in an automobile accident. Drew chose to continue playing for his Little League team in remembrance of his son. In a tragic moment, the squad even went so far as to have Noah's number displayed on each of their hats. He also revealed that he could not have continued following Noah's passing without his wife. His demise in Countdown was truly unexpected given the intricate history that had been established.